Welcome back to Year of the Full Moon. We're on episode 25.
Too many episodes.
Too many episodes.
I gotta say it at this point.
And for this one, like as we did before, we were done with like the normal.
Has it taken us about a year to record all these so far?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're all done watching like the Puppet Master movies and all the related ones. So we were watching like the compilation kill disc and then like the bonus disc that came with the giant box set. And then we watched something called Bunker of Blood.
Oof.
A big ol' oof. Bunker of Blood was something they made very recently, where it was kind of like a compilation miniseries of all like kills from so many of their different horror movies.
Yeah, it was bookend on each episode, whatever the heck you want to call it, with a like motion comic of talking about the gore collector. I don't even want to describe like what it is because I was actually a little confused.
Yeah, I can help clear out some stuff about the gore collector later. But for this one, the reason we reviewed it is because the very first episode they do is Puppet Master related.
We could have just did that.
Yes,
episode.
so this is the main one we're going to talk about. It's called Puppet Master Blitzkrieg Massacre. So ignoring like the bookend segments and what it's about, this is like a kill compilation, sort of like when Puppets and Dolls Attack. I personally thought this was a better kill compilation than the other one because it focused on just the kills and it showed a more variety.
Which is weird because later on they showed less kills.
Yeah.
In
the other Bunker of Blood episodes, but in this one they did show a lot of puppet kills and they really did show the highlights. So I think it was very well done.
Definitely a good thing to watch if you just want to get the gist. You don't want the gist. You want the.
Just want to see the highlights.
You just want to see people getting killed by puppets.
It's like the equivalent of watching like a kill compilation on YouTube. But this one, if you have like the Full Moon feature streaming and you can get like a free trial, you can watch this for free on that channel. And
I don't know if I'd recommend necessarily unless you're a big fan buying it, like he did.
Yes, because we're huge fans. But I will say though that if you like Puppet Master, it's fun to watch all these kills. It's better than when Puppets and Dolls Attack.
Yeah, that was it.
So after that, though, we'll just like briefly touch upon the other Bunker of Blood episodes. So there were Blitzkrieg Massacre, followed by Deadly Dolls Deepest Cuts. And this one I thought was alright. It showed some of, mainly about like the bunch of all the other killer doll movies that wasn't Puppet Master. So we got Blood Dolls, which is a big cult classic, Dog Graveyard, Dangerous Worry Dolls, Demonic Toys also. I think Dollman vs. Demonic Toys shows up as well. All of those, pretty much any doll movie that's not Puppet Master shows up in this one.
Yeah, the one with Puppet Master was just Puppet Master. This was like all the...
This is like everything.
Which is funny because almost all their movies, the majority of their movies are little things walking around. So
yeah. There's a lot of little.
It's weird, but they found a way to like classify them all into different categories.
Very kind of loosely classified. So... with the third one, we got Death Head's Brain Drain. And it was... see, this is where we say, like, very loosely classified. Like, there was, like, one thing from Head of the Family where it's, like, a guy with a big head. But in the other ones, there was, like, Tourist Trap and, like, a guy has mannequin head. So I guess that's the connection.
Which is weird, because we saw Tourist Trap years ago, not realizing...
before we even knew it was a Full Moon related.
Yeah, we just kind of... And it was...
I liked it.
I don't remember much about it. I remember I liked it, so it was kind of cool watching a little bit and remembering.
Yeah, actually, that was probably my favorite part in this is, even though I'd already seen Tourist Trap, I was like, wow, that was a good movie. Now, it was made before Full Moon's time, but they have acquired it since. But it was
it definitely didn't feel like a Full Moon movie.
Yeah, Head of the Family is also one of their more classic films from the 90s. There was also Trophy Head, which was a pretty cool miniseries they came out with that they talk about in this. And then the only other one, like they had Skull Heads also. I don't know. There was a bunch of kind of crap on this.
Crap tax.
So there's some good ones. Tourist Trap, Head of the Family, and then I also recommend Trophy Heads. But overall, it wasn't too great.
Like I forget most of the stuff that was on it. So
this one though was
I had
pretty
fun with
great.
that one. That was another one.
We got Vampire Slaughter.
I personally like vampires, so like I like vampire movies and books and stuff. So that was more up my alley. So that might be a little bias there, but I definitely been wanting to watch Subspecies. I've brought it up to him like 5. I didn't even know it was a full moon when I saw it at his house, and I'm like, I want to watch that. And then
Year of the Full Moon.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a good. Oh God, no. I'm not saying it's gonna be a good movie series, but it was cool watching some of it. It definitely doesn't look like, it's not up there with like Bram Stoker's Dracula or.
But it looks like it's up there with Puppet Master 1 through 3.
Yeah.
So that's definitely high praise.
For them, if their stuff can, I'm dropping that a lot. If their stuff can be the quality of the original Puppet Masters, that's good. Mm-hmm. Because some of their later ones were crap, and some of the other stuff is crap.
A great example of that is not only is there like the Subspecies movies on this, but there's also a 2-film franchise thing called Decadent Evil that looked like crap. Mm-hmm. So, watch this just to see Subspecies stuff. Subspecies looks pretty awesome.
There's another movie on there.
There was Vampire Journals as well, but that is also considered like a prequel to Subspecies.
That's just like,
but it also looked good.
That makes me laugh. Just Vampire Journals. That's like Asylum got a hold of like, Vampire Diaries is doing something. Let's make a Vampire Journals. There we go. I don't know. That's what I get that feeling.
Yeah, I got the same idea when I first heard about it. Let's see. We also got. Oh man, it's 4 more episodes.
This took forever. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention to a lot of it. There were some I did pay attention more than the others. Like today, that we're recording this, we watched 4 of them.
Yeah, it was too much.
We had to get them done because
crunch time was this Puppet Master review. I feel like we're so unprepared for this review because it was just way too much that we had to watch, and it wasn't good stuff we were watching. So anyways, back to this. We had Psychoside Show, Demon Freak, so it was any weird, creepy freak monster stuff. So Castle Freak, for example.
Kind of like stuff that didn't fit into their miniature necessarily. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think there's really any miniature ones.
So it was kind of like that.
It's a grab bag.
Yeah.
So I like Castle Freak. It's based on very loosely based on H.P. Lovecraft's story, and it has the same creative team as Reanimator on it. So that one I recommend. There's also a bunch of some zombie ones as well, like the Dead Hate the Living, Shrieker, Dark Angel. There's some of them I haven't seen. I have seen Seed People that was on here, and it was like an Invasion of the Body Snatcher ripoff, but kind of in a B movie aesthetic, and I kind of dig that one. And Lurking Fear was also a pretty good one, also based on Lovecraft. They love adapting Lovecraft for some reason.
Oh, is this stuff in public domain?
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Yeah.
So I do recommend Lurking Fear. It was that was a pretty fun one, and that was tackled in this. Let's see what's up next. We got Zombie Lust, Night Flesh. I don't know.
That one I didn't pay much attention to.
No, it was basically just zombies.
There's one movie on there. Is it Zombie versus Strippers or Strippers versus Zombies?
Zombies versus Strippers.
Yeah, that one we watched.
It's important you get that right.
I think we were a few years ago. We were on, me, Sean, and my wife were on Netflix, and we're just. I think we just randomly picked it because it sounded like a horrible movie.
And it was.
And it was watchable.
It was for a full moon movie. It was. Watchable.
I actually enjoy it. It had a lot of. It did not take itself seriously, and sometimes with a name like that, they might try to take themselves seriously, and it just flops. So
it was what it was, and it wasn't.
Was that the short one? There was one we watched today that was just really short.
I think this one was a little short. I couldn't tell you based on the times on the back because they're all wrong. They're blatantly wrong.
Yeah, because
So, I would say the great thing about this one though is they include trancers 1, 2, and 3. So anytime that there was big moments where the trancers show up, Jack Dess was just blowing them away, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't think they knew where to put the trancers.
They didn't, because they're not really horror movies. They're every scene with the trancer is done in an action way. So I'm glad they included it though, because Trancers is to me one of the best film franchises Full Moon has to offer, and I'm glad that they at least stuck it in here somewhere. All right, this tower's getting way too big. Let's see. Next up, we got Killjoys, Carnage, Caravan.
That was fun.
Just Killjoy.
We've had all the Killjoy, not all of them, but the majority of the Killjoy movies for like 8 years probably.
Haven't watched them yet.
And we probably have them on 2 separate DVD
Yep,
collections. And we haven't watched them, and I've always wanted to. This has made me want to watch it even more. It looks hilarious.
Yeah, Killjoy looks hilarious. Maybe we'll talk more about it in depth another time. But it started out as a very like run-of-the-mill, low-budget slasher film, and then it just became like craziness. And from what I've seen, I think I would enjoy both the low-budget aesthetic and like the craziness that it evolves into is Killjoy Psycho Circus. So that one was fun to watch.
I actually really enjoyed that one.
I didn't know much about Killjoy, so it was good to see. But I also didn't know much about the Gingerdead Man, but thanks to Butcher's Bake Off Hell's Kitchen, I now know too much about the Gingerdead Man.
Yeah, I won't watch them now because they just seem hilariously bad and inappropriate, and I don't know. That one was just weird.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever review these, to be honest. Maybe we'll watch them, but I have no interest in reviewing the Gingerdead Man movies or the Evil Bong movies that he becomes a part of. So that's how they ended it. I would say they're all, like, some of them were more worth it than others, but ultimately, watch the movies.
The ones that focused on a single, like, character or series were better than the ones that were, like, 6 or 7 that they just kept throwing stuff in.
Yeah, so, like, the Killjoy one, for example, was great. The Puppet Master one was pretty good for what it was. And there was some, like, good movies within some of the other compilations, but ultimately, it was like, almost 10.5 hours of tedium in my mind.
Yeah, it was too long.
Yeah. So, I am going to try... I made this little summary about what actually happens in the bookend segments of each episode.
Oh.
So this is the plot of Bunker of Blood. In a dystopian future, a drifter with a high tolerance of pain is being tortured by the Circle of Psychosurgeons.
Yes.
Alright then. He hears the call of the Gore Collector, as one does, who needs someone to take over his job of curating depravity. So the drifter escapes and finds his lair, which is called the Bunker of Blood. The Gore Collector pops in a videotape and tortures him by having him watch Puppet Master Blitzkrieg Massacre. So
that's hilarious. He's making him... It's a torture to do that. So we essentially went through what this man went through.
We are going to become the new Gore Collector.
Yeah.
So the drifter, after he watches that, he begins to mutate, and the Gore Collector introduces him to Tapehead, who is like a skeleton with a TV on his head.
Kind of what you would expect.
Yep. And he plays the next tape, which is Deadly Doll's Deepest Cuts. Tapehead and the mutating drifter encounter Molly, a mannequin head, that takes him down a portal and shows him Death Head's brain drain. They land on Death Head Island,
as one does,
and are almost attacked by albino vampires. They assemble a raft and ride across the Blood Sea and watch vampire slaughter eaten alive. They enter the Carnage Kingdom, spelled with a K, circus, and watch Psychoside Show Demon Freaks. They enter the Desert of Despair to find the lair of the Circle of Psychosurgeons, only to wind up in the same place the drifter started from. Inside, they encounter zombies and watch Zombie Lust Night Flesh. They find where the Circle of Psychosurgeons are hiding and go to exact their revenge. At this point, the drifter is unrecognizable. He is just mutated beyond any recognition. Before they find the Psychosurgeons, they watch Killjoy's Carnage Caravan, because, you gotta enjoy yourself before you do some killing. Their journey takes them back to the Bunker of Blood, and they kill all of the Psychosurgeons, except for one. After he escapes, they watch Butcher's Bake Off, Hell's Kitchen. The drifter then has a metamorphosis and turns human again, but keeps his powers.
Yay!
Whatever those powers were. They find a clue from the one surviving surgeon that has the Deadly 10 logo. And the drifter learns he cannot leave the Bunker of Blood, and he is now the new Gore Collector. Molly and Tapehead go to the real world to track down the Deadly 10. So this was 10.5 hours of plugging their new Deadly 10.
Yes. Like, literally at the end, she has, like, that symbol of it, and she's like, I don't know what it means, and it's like, oh god, we just watched a 10.5 hour advertisement.
Yeah.
That was kind of a slap in the face, I'm not gonna lie.
So, I'm just gonna end this by show up in 2 weeks and we'll review something better.